swear to God, I don't know what I could have done. Whenever I close my eye, like this eye, it feels so cold. Like if there's something there, I think it's just because I'm not used to the lashes. This morning, I had a literal hair in my eyeball. Like I looked closely at my eyeball in the mirror and I saw a hair, okay? And let's just say it's not the way I want to start my mornings off, okay? Especially a Saturday morning. Like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new video, okay? Yes, today we're going to continue talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, specifically the movie, which we are all looking forward to, okay? I'm super freaking excited for this goddamn movie. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, as it is, I love October, I love Halloween, I love spooky stuff, horror, anything like that. So like I was already, as it is, excited for the month of October to come because that's also the month of Halloween, which is like one of my favorite seasons, holidays, whatever you want to call it. But now I'm just like more excited for October because of the FNAF movie, which is coming out in the month of October, and I am so freaking excited. What sucks is that usually I always look forward to October and it usually comes by really quick. Now I have double a reason to be more excited for October, which means that the month is gonna go, which means that the year is gonna go by so slow. Oh, just end me already. But as you guys saw by the title, today we're gonna be talking about not just the actual FNAF like lore or the movie or the teaser. Well, I guess the teaser we'll talk a little bit about again, because today I'm gonna be talking about the fandom, okay, which is y'all, okay, including me, okay. I guess you can include me as well. But yeah, never thought I'd witness the FNAF fandom divide itself, okay. And listen, if I have to make a video on it, that's because y'all pissed me the heck off, okay? Because clearly I wouldn't be making this video if it was all that great news, okay? Like, if you really wanted to see me be like happy and like positive about it, then just go watch my teaser reaction video, which I'm sure a lot of you have probably already saw by now. So, you know, you guys know how much I loved it, how much I got excited over it. But I just want to talk about like how fans reacted after the teaser came out, because obviously if you're talking about this fan, I was obviously excited and I'm still excited, you know what I mean? And I'm happy, I'm proud of the work that went into it. Like, frankly, I don't see anything that makes me really angry, because I know a lot of FNAF fans have been super angry with the release of this teaser and just the story so far that we kind of see is gonna happen. People are already pissed. I mean, for starters, people were mad because of the way the animatronics looked, which, like, how can I be mad at the way they look when, like, that's literally what they look like? You know what I mean? Like, they look like what I assume they look like what they look like in the game, you guys. Like, you guys swear like they look like what the animatronics in the Banana Split movie looked like, you know, because those weren't that, you know, great in my opinion, you know. I mean, even Willy's Wonderland, like, they weren't that great, but they were a little bit more of like a step up from what the Banana Split did. The Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics have so far been the most perfect animatronics I've ever seen in a horror movie thus far, okay. Now, just want to let you guys know, if you do hear noise outside, it is currently pouring. Wow, it is raining so hard. There's also thunder going on outside, so if you guys happen to hear loud noises outside, it's the thunder, the rain, and yeah, I'm living for it, okay. I'm vibing right now, okay. But anyways, yeah, sorry, I just needed a little cold one really quick. I want to talk specifically about one thing that pissed off the fandom, and it wasn't the animatronic suit, because frankly that's something that didn't bother me, so I'm like, I have nothing to talk about that. Like, I'm proud of it, like, let's move on from that, okay. But I do want to talk about the one thing that truly divided the fandom with this teaser, and that is the red eyes, okay. I don't know why. I was kind of surprised when they showed us that they were gonna have red eyes, which, like, for me, the reason why it didn't bother me as much is because it's something I've seen already. You know what I mean? Like, for me, the red eyes, like, I've never seen that in a video game, which I guess why it would piss off people, because it's like they're changing this from the video game, and like I get that, you know what I mean? But like, if you are someone like me and you love reading books, you know, the red eyes kind of remind me of the 3 Five Nights at Freddy's books. The Silver Eyes, the Fourth Closet, the Twisted Ones, they had red eyes in the cover, which at first, when I remember when the Silver Eyes first released, I was in like, I don't know, I think like middle school when that book first came out, and I bought it, and I remember being like, why does Freddy have red eyes? You know what I mean? Like, I remember it didn't piss me off, but it was just like, it was like new. Like, why did they like change this? You know what I mean? Like, he had black eyes, he had regular eyes. Like, why did they suddenly give him red eyes? Like, is that to symbolize that he's evil? Like, we already know he's evil. He's Freddy. Like, you know what I mean? But when I saw the teaser and I saw that they went with the red eyes, a lot of people were like, well, it's a choice. They went with it. You know what I mean? Maybe a lot of people hated it. A lot of people, you know, didn't really care for it. And a lot of people maybe loved it. Okay. But frankly, I think, me personally, out of those 3 spots, the people that hate it, the people that didn't care for it, and the people that loved it, I would consider myself right in the middle of I don't care for it, okay? Because frankly, it didn't seem new to me, and it didn't really seem like a surprise to me, because I remember when the Silver Eyes book came out, and then when they released the Fourth Closet, and then like the Twisted Ones, and they made this like whole book series, you know what I mean? Well, it was 3 books, and then like they had like Fazbear Frights, which was like another short like story like series. I assumed that if they would one day make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I assumed it would probably have been based on the books, only because like I'm used to knowing that most movies are based on books. However, obviously, Five Nights at Freddy's being a big game franchise, and it's a big popular series that a lot of us have grown to love deeply, and it just has never died, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of game fandoms out there that have let their games die, and there's nothing we can do about that, you know what I mean? But Five Nights at Freddy's has been loved since the first game till this day, and till this day there's a majority of people that still get so freaking excited for it, you know what I mean? Like, I myself, I recently played the first game and the second game, and I made videos on YouTube for them, and they got like a ton of views, so like, thank you, by the way, for that. So it just proves that a lot of people still care about even the first game, you know what I mean? But I assumed, because, you know, mind you, this is middle school me, right? When this book first came out, and I bought this book and I read it then, and I thought to myself, if they made a movie, instead of thinking of this whole story, like, how are we going to introduce like the security guard, how are we going to explain the backstory with the animatronics and the kids and all that, I was like, why make it complicated and have to sit in a room with tons of people to write this story when you already have stories? You know what I mean? That was just my thought. I didn't really like, I wasn't like, they're gonna make the movie based on the Silver Eyes, you know, they're gonna make 3 movies, the Silver Eyes, the Fourth Closet, and the Twisted Ones. I didn't really believe that that was going to happen. I just assumed, why wouldn't you do that when clearly, I mean, if you've been keeping up with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie since it was first announced, which has been like, what, almost, I think 6 years or more? I don't even remember anymore. But I was like, if they're gonna struggle to figure out a story, you already have a story. Why not just work with the writers, which Scott Cawthon is pretty sure is like the main writer, or like one of the writers for these books. I don't know, his name is on the, like, where the author's name is. So, you know, Kira Breed Risley, I think that's, I might have butchered that, your name, I'm sorry. The authors for the Silver Eyes, the Fourth Closet, and the Twisted One. I was like, why wouldn't you have just used this book to make your movie? But I guess people would have rather, you know, a more original story that Blumhouse was gonna create, which, like, you know, based on the teasers, I don't feel bothered by it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, this story is probably not what I was expecting, but let's go ahead and check it out. You know what I mean? Because the whole thing with the movie to me was that I assumed it was going to take place like as the pizzeria is still active. You know what I mean? But based on the teasers, we can clearly see the place has been abandoned. It's no longer in use, but they still needed a security guard for it. And that's basically what the movie looks like it's going. You know what I mean? But frankly, I don't know. Okay, we can only find out until the movie comes out, which I guess, you know, I'm gonna do a movie review on it eventually, okay? But yeah, this whole Red Eyes situation, like, people were genuinely so pissed to the point where I started seeing people editing the teaser to make it better, which, like, you know, as someone who says that I'm not bothered by the teaser, obviously I know there's a lot of people who were bothered by it. They started going out of their way to edit the teaser to how they wanted. They removed the red eyes and made them black eyes or like white eyes, whatever. And I just thought to myself, I was like, personally, if you thought you were doing like someone like me, which, like, I'm not speaking for the majority of the FNAF fandom, like, I'm just speaking for me, myself, right? If you thought you were gonna do me a favor by showing me what the original movie should have done, I don't think you did anything to me, because frankly, I already saw the teaser. I already saw the red eyes. By now, I'm used to the red eyes. I think it's been like, what, it's almost probably been a week or gonna be a week since the teaser first came out. I already got used to the idea that they're gonna have red eyes. So you going out of your way to edit them with black eyes, like how they should have in the, like how they would in the game, it just, like, not, I can't look at it and think, oh, that looks more right, like that looks correct, that's how it should have been, that's what it was supposed to be. Now all I think of is, wow, that's literal fan art, like, you know what I mean? And honestly, I would have thought the same the other way around. If the teaser originally showed them with black eyes, like how they have in the game, and someone would have gone out of their way to edit the even screenshots with them with the red eyes having, well, if they would have had black eyes, if they would have taken a screenshot or edit the teaser video and shown them with red eyes, I'm pretty sure I'd even be like, dude, you guys, why are you doing this? You're literally making fan art at this point. Like, your editing to me is not really gonna fix it. You know what I mean? Like, with other situations, it works. Like, I remember when people were pissed off with the Sonic movie when it first dropped its first teaser and Sonic looked like that. I remember people going out of their way to, I think they sent death threats to whoever made this movie. And listen, I personally, I hated the way Sonic looked. Okay, listen, as someone who's a fan of Sonic, like, I love Sonic, right? Like, I love the movies, I love the games, you know, I love the characters. Like, Sonic's a big part of my childhood too. So when I first heard there's gonna be a Sonic movie, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I saw that teaser and I saw the way Sonic's face looked. I too was bothered by it, you know what I mean? But I didn't go out of my way to, like, make edits to be like, this is what I should have had. But the studio went out of their way to pull him back, edit him, fix him, and then give him to us the way we would have liked them, and they made him 10 times better. Which, like, I don't want to, like, jinx it or anything, but I have a feeling they're gonna do this with this movie. Okay, I don't know why, like, I don't want to jinx it or anything like that, but, like, I have a feeling that people are gonna continue to complain about these red eyes, and at the end of the day, maybe the studio's gonna pull the movie and be like, you know what, let's fix it up because people can't stop complaining. Let's change their eyes to black. You know what I mean? Like, I just have a feeling that's what they might do, and they might even do that last minute. Like, they might even do that like the night before, or like a few nights before the movie releases. Like, they might even do that like towards like the middle of October. Like, they might do that, you know what I mean? Because they did that with the Morbius movie, you know, like, people wouldn't stop talking about Spider-Man in this movie when the studio was like, this movie is not about Spider-Man, it's about Morbius. So the studio pulled the movie back, removed every single Spider-Man Easter egg, and just made the movie all about Morbius, and now people got pissed because they did that. Well, it's like, I have a feeling that's what they might do, because that's what studios do nowadays, is that they go and fix things that people hate about the movies, especially when it's in a teaser, it's in a trailer, and too many people complain about a specific design or a specific like thing that they saw, like an Easter egg, and the studio nowadays will pull it back, finishing some, like, touch it up, fix it, and then give us what we wanted. You know what I mean? Which, like, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, the red eyes is not gonna bother me. Like, it already doesn't bother me. Like, I'm used to it, and not that it ever bothered me since the beginning, you know. But that doesn't mean that I love it either. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, I'm not on the hate it nor love it side. I'm in the I don't care about it. Like, it's not the biggest issue to me about this movie. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't want to see this movie anymore because they made them with red eyes. Like, I don't care about the red eyes. Like, I'm here for the story. I'm here for the animatronics. Like, I am here for Matthew Lillard. Like, hello. Like, you know, like, I hate the way people complain about the little things, but it's like, obviously those little things can mean a lot and a big thing to someone else. So, you know, that's just my little talk on it. Like, I don't personally care that much about it, but I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people will continue to complain, and I genuinely have a strong feeling that Jason Blum is gonna go out of his way to be like, you know what, let's pull this movie back and re-edit it. And I'm just praying that they don't do that, because what if they get upset and they're like, you know what, we're gonna pull it back, edit it for you guys who are complaining, and you guys are not gonna get it this October, you guys will get it whenever it's ready. You guys are gonna cause this movie to get postponed again, and if y'all do, I'm gonna fight some of you, okay? But anyway, that is the end of this video, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed my little rant on people, okay? Like I said, I don't care, and I don't have anything against Jason Blum or Blumhouse in general, or the person who made this for making these decisions. I personally am not upset by it, okay? And it's not bothering me, but it's just like the way fans complain too much to the point where they're editing trailers however they want, and just the way they complain about things that, the way I see it's like they don't matter to me. So that, I just wanted to make this little video, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you want more videos on Five Nights at Freddy's, let me know and I will make more videos on Five Nights at Freddy's, okay? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.